Hey everybody, it's Sharing Wellness Promoting Health Wednesday. So today I thought I'd take some time and go over how to use the 6 essential oils from last week. So last week I shared eucalyptus, frankincense, lavender, lemon, peppermint, and tea tree with you. And this week I wanted to share with you some recipes on using these oils and a little bit more. So when you're making products for the home, you may also want to make sure you have some Castile soap with you, some baking soda, maybe some vinegar, maybe some dishwashing liquid. You can have different size bottles. I use a bottle like this for spraying. Here's a 4-ounce and a 2-ounce bottle. Here's a roll-on, here's an inhaler, here's a little jar. Here's my oils, here's my diffuser. So you can use anything you want. I usually use PET plastic or PET plastic or glass. If I'm making a product for the bathroom, I definitely use plastic because I've broken too many jars and bottles myself personally. So these 6 oils are wonderful for your home. Lavender, peppermint, lemon, tea tree, eucalyptus, frankincense. They all support your immune system. Lavender is a very calming oil. It works really well for when you're stressed or a little anxious. It's also very antiviral and antibacterial. Peppermint's also a great immune support. It's very energizing. It's good for the respiratory system. You know, if you've got a cold or something, it's also very antibacterial. Lemon, again, immune support. It's very antimicrobial for the air, antibacterial, and it's very uplifting. It's a citrus, lemony scent. Tea tree, great for immune support, great for respiratory, very antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. It has a really clean medicinal smell. Eucalyptus works great as an analgesic and also for the respiratory system and immune support. And frankincense is a very grounding, meditative, supportive oil that you can use for respiratory or for calming. So one of the recipes that I use at home is an all-purpose cleaner that I use in a bottle like this. And I use about 6.5 ounces of water, an ounce of vinegar, about half an ounce of Castile soap. And I usually in my cleaner put in 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of tea tree, 10 drops of lemon, and sometimes I'll add 5 drops of peppermint. I usually do about 3 or 4 drops per ounce because I don't like it super overpowering. I have a cat at home, so I don't want the cleaning to be too powering. If you have a smaller container, then just adjust the ounces for that container. And then you could use this to clean off your countertops and your bathroom, just as a general all-purpose cleaner. It's very supportive, it's very energizing and calming, and it's got antibacterial, antiviral properties. When I do a bathroom scrub, I always see on the internet all these recipes. When I make a bathroom scrub for my tub, and believe me, sometimes I really need to scrub it, I even actually use a little hand brush, but I don't measure. I just basically sprinkle the tub with baking soda, and then I take my rag or my brush, whichever I'm using, depending on how bad it is, and then I'll put some Castile soap on it and a couple drops of lemon or peppermint and some tea tree, and then I scrub away. And that's really good at getting off the dirt and the grime and the grease. So I don't measure, that's just how I do it. So I'll just take my brush, my rag, add some Castile soap and some essential oils, get my rag a little wet, and mix it in with the baking soda as I scrub the tub. So that's a really good bathroom cleaner. You know, we're farmers. My husband comes home with some pretty major dirt sometimes, and this really works well to get the grease and the ring off the tub. I do measure my glass cleaner, which I'm going to share with you next. And don't worry, because I'm going to put up a PDF where you can link to this and print it out or keep it if you want to use it. So for my glass cleaner, I do use 2 cups of water, a half a cup of vinegar, and a squirt of dishwashing liquid or Castile soap. I don't usually add essential oils to my glass cleaner, but if you want to add oils, you can probably add about 10 drops of lemon or any other citrus oil or any oil that you enjoy the smell of. But that works really well. It's kind of my trick. That squirt of Castile soap or the dishwashing liquid really leaves the glass streak free and without a film. And then there's lots of room diffuser recipes. I hope you noticed that I have my room diffuser going. And I got this diffuser from Nature Sunshine, but there's tons of brands all over the market. And then I've got my oils, and I have eucalyptus and peppermint diffusing right now. And if you notice, I only have 5 bottles. These are all my oils I've been talking about. And I mostly get them from Aromatics International or Nature Sunshine. And I finished my eucalyptus in there, so I'm going to have to order some more. So some of my favorite things to diffuse are 3 drops of lemon and 3 drops of lavender. I really like the combination of lavender and lemon. I use it in bath salts, I use it in lotions, I use it in the air. It has a really clean and fresh scent. So for me, it kind of, lavender's kind of calming, so it kind of calms you down from getting overly hyper, where lemon is uplifting with a really fresh scent. So it's calming and uplifting at the same time, and they both really balance each other. I also like at nighttime, if I'm having trouble sleeping, I like to use a couple drops of lavender and a couple drops of frankincense. And then right now I'm doing peppermint and eucalyptus, which is really great for a respiratory blend because spring is in the air in the Midwest and things are blooming, and that always gets my allergies going. So if you don't have a diffuser, you can always create your own room spray with water and the essential oils. And you can use a 4-ounce spritzer bottle or a 2-ounce spritzer bottle. And just remember, every time you use it, you're going to have to shake and mix. And then how strong you want the aromas, up to you. I usually do about 8 to 10 drops per ounce, and then I just shake and spritz. And sometimes I'll do that lavender and frankincense in a 2-ounce spritzer like this to use before I go to sleep. And then liquid hand soap. I always use my own soap. I do use a Castile soap base, but I have little tricks to it. So if I'm doing about 8 ounces of Castile soap, I'll put in a tablespoon or 2 of carrier oil to make it a little more moisturizing, like almond or apricot or jojoba, or a liquid fractionated coconut oil. And then I use about 12 drops of essential oils, which is about, not quite, about 1.5 drops per ounce. I'd like to keep what I use on my skin at 1% or less. And you can use a single oil or combine them. I sometimes will combine, even though I'm not talking about it, I'll combine orange and vanilla. That smells really good. Again, I love lavender and lemon. I really like eucalyptus and peppermint. So I always change it up so I have something different to enjoy the scent of. And then the last tip a couple last tips I want to share with you is I was reading Valerie Ann Woodward's new book, The Complete Book of Essential Oils, and it's really thick compared to her first version. But in it, I was reading, and I noticed that she had put to add fragrance to your bathroom, add a couple drops of essential oil to the cardboard on your toilet paper roll before placing it in the holder. And that way when you spin it, it's going to release the scent. And I thought that was one really neat tip. Also, I really like lotions and oils. So I do use a lot of roll-ons myself, which I usually make with jojoba oil and essential oils, because jojoba oil has a really long shelf life, about 2 years. And then I do make my own lotions, and I do make my own salves and my own facial moisturizers and that. But sometimes if I, sprain my ankle or my muscles are sore and I want to create something to use, I'll grab a 1 or 2 ounce jar. And then this lotion, this Elba lotion, it's their emollient original unscented one. That has worked really well for me for years at about a 2% dilution ratio, which is about 10 to 12 drops per ounce of essential oils. And I'm always making a rub. So, if I have sore muscles or an ache, I'll tend to go toward lavender and peppermint and maybe some eucalyptus, or lavender and eucalyptus. Add some frankincense or any oil that you want to use. I just wanted to share with you that I think it's a really great base, and it's a really solid lotion that works well at handling the essential oil. So again, that's an Alba Botanica Varia Mullerin Original Unscented. I'm giving them a plug. No, they don't pay me. Aromatics doesn't pay me, so I'm just sharing with you what I use. But I really love this kind of a bottle for the spritzer for cleaning. I also have one that I use for veggie wash. And and I just kind of stick little labels on them like, soap, so I remember what's in them. Then I have a little log where I write down what I do. Always write down what you do, because even when you're playing and you're doing a drop-by-drop method of mixing, if you don't write it down, I don't want to happen to you what happened to me in the beginning. You really like something and then you can't remember exactly how to make it. So those are my sharing wellness, promoting health tips this week. I hope those recipes were helpful. When I post this video and I edit it, I will put a link to those recipes. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below and share this video if you liked it. Thanks. Bye.